Welcome to a journey across the USA. Every landmark holds a tale. Every city echoes with history. Every natural wonder is steeped in legend. From the mysterious to the majestic, we'll explore the stories that shaped these 25 must-visit places. Buckle up for an unforgettable adventure. Chapter 1: Statue of Liberty, New York. Legend has it that the torch held by Lady Liberty once flickered with a hidden message, only visible to those seeking freedom. Gift from France in 1886, Statue of Liberty was more than a symbol of freedom. It was a beacon of hope for millions of immigrants arriving at Ellis Island. There's more to her story. Broken chain at her feet represents the end of oppression, detail often overlooked. Over the years, she stood tall through world wars, civil rights movements, countless personal battles of those who first glimpsed her as they arrived in a new world. Today, she remains a powerful symbol of hope and resilience. Chapter 2: Grand Canyon, Arizona. Long before it became a national park, the Grand Canyon was believed by the Hopi tribe to be the gateway to the underworld. Tales of the Sipapu, a small hole in the earth where the first humans emerged into this world. The canyon, with its vast, layered landscape, has witnessed millions of years of geological history and ancient civilization. Today, visitors gaze in awe at its immense beauty. Do you realize the deep spiritual significance it holds? Hiking down the canyon, one can almost feel the ancient spirits that are said to dwell within the canyon walls, guarding the secrets of the earth. Chapter 3: Alcatraz Island, California. Alcatraz, often called the Rock, was once the most feared prison in America, housing notorious criminals like Al Capone. But what many don't know is that the island has a dark and mysterious past, predates the prison. Native American legends speak of the island as a place of evil spirits, and it was often used as a place of banishment. During its time as a federal prison, Alcatraz was considered inescapable, the treacherous waters of San Francisco Bay acting as a natural barrier. Yet, in 1962, 3 inmates managed to vanish without a trace, fueling myths and legends about their fate. Today, Alcatraz stands as a symbol of both punishment and perseverance, drawing thousands of visitors who are intrigued by its eerie history. Chapter 4: Yellowstone National Park, Wyoming. In the heart of Yellowstone lies the legend of the Sleeping Giant, a Native American tale that speaks of a great warrior who turned to stone to protect the land. Yellowstone, the world's first national park, is a geothermal wonderland with over 10,000 hot springs, geysers, and mud ponds. But it's not just the Earth's bubbling surface that tells a story. Beneath the park lies a supervolcano, one of the largest active volcanic systems in the world. It's said that if it ever erupted, it could change the world as we know it. Park's diverse ecosystem, home to bison, wolves, and grizzly bears, adds to the allure of this wild and unpredictable land. Chapter 5: The White House, Washington, D.C. The White House is more than the residence of the U.S. president. It's a building steeped in history, mystery, and even ghost stories. Legend has it that the ghost of Abraham Lincoln still walks the halls, particularly during times of crisis. Since its completion in 1800, the White House has witnessed wars, assassination attempts, and political upheaval. Each room tells a different story. From the Oval Office, where crucial decisions are made, to the Lincoln bedroom, where presidents have sought guidance from the spirit of their predecessor. Visiting the White House is like stepping into a living history book, where the past and present converge in every corner. Chapter 6: Times Square, New York. Times Square, known as the crossroads of the world, was once a quiet horse carriage hub before it transformed into the dazzling, neon-lit heart of New York City. But did you know it was also the site of one of the city's most notorious crime sprees? In the early 20th century, gangsters ruled the area, and the streets were filled with illicit activities. It wasn't until the mid-1990s that Times Square underwent a dramatic transformation, becoming the family-friendly tourist attraction it is today. Now, millions gather here each New Year's Eve to watch the ball drop, a tradition that dates back to 1907. Times Square's history is as colorful as its billboards, making it an essential stop on any visit to the city that never sleeps. Chapter 7. Mount Rushmore, South Dakota. High in the Black Hills of South Dakota, Mount Rushmore looms as a colossal symbol of American democracy. But the story behind these presidential faces is not without controversy. The mountain was once a sacred site for the Lakota Sioux, and its transformation into a monument has sparked debates about the erasure of Native American history. The monument itself, featuring the faces of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln, was completed in 1941, after 14 years of work. While it stands as a testament to American ideals, the monument also reminds us of the complex and often painful history of the nation's expansion westward. Chapter 8. The French Quarter, New Orleans, Louisiana. The French Quarter is a place where history and legend blend into one. Established by the French in 1718, it's one of the oldest neighborhoods in the United States, but it's also one of the most haunted. Stories of ghosts, vampires, and voodoo queens abound in this vibrant area. The most famous is that of Marie Laveau, the voodoo queen of New Orleans, who is said to still cast spells from beyond the grave. The French Quarter's iron balconies, hidden courtyards, and jazz-filled streets hold centuries of stories, some joyous, others tragic, but all quintessentially New Orleans. Chapter 9. Hollywood, California. Hollywood, the glamorous heart of the film industry, has its share of secrets and scandals. It's a place where dreams are made and sometimes shattered. The iconic Hollywood sign, originally reading Hollywoodland, was an advertisement for a real estate development in the 1920s. But over the years, it has become a symbol of the entertainment industry and the countless hopefuls who flock to the city with stars in their eyes. Behind the glitz and glamour, Hollywood's history is filled with tales of struggle, success, and the occasional ghost sighting. From the stars on the Walk of Fame to the legendary studios, Hollywood continues to be the backdrop for stories that captivate the world. Chapter 10. The Golden Gate Bridge, San Francisco, California. The Golden Gate Bridge, with its stunning Art Deco design, is one of the most photographed structures in the world. Few know the darker side of its history. During its construction in the 1930s, 11 workers tragically lost their lives, leading to the creation of a safety net that saved 19 others, who became known as the Halfway to Hell Club. The bridge, which stretches 1.7 miles across the Golden Gate Strait, has also been a site of mystery and intrigue, with numerous accounts of unexplained phenomena. Despite this, the bridge remains a symbol of human ingenuity and resilience, connecting the city of San Francisco to Marin County and the rest of the world. Chapter 11. The Freedom Trail, Boston, Massachusetts. The Freedom Trail is a 2.5-mile route through Boston, tells the story of the American Revolution. But did you know that some of its sites are believed to be haunted by the spirits of those who fought for freedom? The trail passes by 16 historically significant sites, including Paul Revere's house, the Old North Church, and the site of the Boston Massacre. Each step along the Freedom Trail takes you deeper into the heart of America's fight for independence. The cobblestone streets and colonial-era buildings make it easy to imagine the tension and excitement that filled the city during those tumultuous times. Chapter 12. The Great Smoky Mountains, Tennessee, North Carolina. The Great Smoky Mountains, often shrouded in a mystical blue haze, are rich with stories of Cherokee legends and early American settlers. One such legend is that of Spearfinger, a stone-skinned witch who was said to terrorize the Cherokee people. The mountains, which are part of the Appalachian chain, are also home to a diverse range of plant and animal life, some of which are found nowhere else on Earth. The park's misty valleys and ancient forests are a testament to the natural beauty and mystery that have drawn visitors for centuries. The Great Smoky Mountains are not just a place to hike and explore. They are a place to connect with the deep, ancient roots of the land. Chapter 13. The Las Vegas Strip, Nevada. Las Vegas, known as Sin City, is a place where fortunes are won and lost, and the line between reality and illusion blurs. The Strip, with its towering casinos and neon lights, was once a barren desert until mobsters turned it into the entertainment capital of the world. The history of Las Vegas is one of glitz, glamour, and a fair share of crime. Many of the early casinos were funded by organized crime, and stories of mob hits and hidden tunnels still linger in the city's lore. Today, the Strip is a playground for millions of tourists who come to experience its unique blend of excitement and excitement. Chapter 14, The Space Needle, Seattle, Washington. The Space Needle, a futuristic icon of the Pacific Northwest, was built for the 1962 World's Fair, which was themed Century 21. The design, with its saucer-like top and spindly legs, was inspired by the space-age excitement of the era, symbolizing humanity's aspirations to reach for the stars. But did you know that its design was inspired by a UFO? The architect, John Graham, was said to have sketched the design on a napkin after being inspired by the Stuttgart TV tower in Germany. Standing at 605 feet tall, the Space Needle has become a symbol of Seattle's forward-thinking spirit. The structure's observation deck offers breathtaking views of the city, Mount Rainier, Puget Sound, and even the distant Olympic Mountains. Visitors can dine in the rotating restaurant while contemplating a future that once seemed within reach, and take in the stunning landscapes that define this innovative city. Chapter 15, Niagara Falls, New York. Niagara Falls has long been a source of both wonder and legend. The Native Americans believed the thunderous falls were the home of the gods, and tales of a maid of the mist who sacrificed herself to save her people add a layer of mysticism to the site. Over the centuries, falls have drawn daredevils, such as Annie Edson Taylor, first person to survive going over the falls in a barrel in 1901. Today, visitors are captivated by the sheer power and beauty of Niagara Falls, which straddles the US-Canada border, offering breathtaking views and thrilling boat rides into the mist. Chapter 16, The Alamo, San Antonio, Texas. Remember the Alamo is a battle cry that still echoes through American history. The Alamo, originally a Spanish mission, became a fortress during the Texas Revolution in 1836. For 13 days, a small band of Texans, including famous figures like Davy Crockett and Jim Bowie, held off the Mexican army before being overrun. Their sacrifice became a rallying point in the fight for Texan independence. Today, the Alamo stands as a solemn reminder of the bravery and determination of those who fought there. Visitors can explore the chapel, barracks, and grounds where history was written in blood. Chapter 17, Central Park, New York. Central Park is an oasis in the heart of New York City, but its creation in the 19th century was far from serene. The park was designed by Frederick Law Olmsted and Calvert Vaux, who envisioned a green space that would serve as the city's lungs. However, to build it, an entire community known as Seneca Village, predominantly African American, was displaced. Despite its complicated history, Central Park has become an iconic urban refuge, hosting everything from leisurely strolls and picnics to major concerts and cultural events. The park's bridges, lakes, and meadows are as much a part of New York's identity as its skyscraper. Chapter 18, The Liberty Bell, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The Liberty Bell, with its iconic crack, is a symbol of American independence, but it wasn't always celebrated. Cast in 1752, the bell originally hung in the Pennsylvania State House, now known as Independence Hall. It first cracked during a test ring, and despite several attempts to fix it, crack remained. The bell gained significance in the 19th century as a symbol for the abolitionist movement, with the inscription, "Proclaim liberty throughout all the land," resonating deeply. Today, the Liberty Bell is a must-see for visitors to Philadelphia, reminding us that even imperfect symbols can inspire great change. Chapter 19, The Redwood National and State Parks, California. In the ancient forests of Northern California stand the tallest trees on Earth, coastal redwoods. These trees, some over 2,000 years old, have witnessed the rise and fall of civilization. According to Native American legends, the redwoods were planted by the sky god to mark the boundaries between the earth and the heaven. The park itself is a sanctuary for these majestic giants, offering visitors the chance to walk among trees that have stood since before the Roman Empire. The misty, shadowy groves are a place of reflection and wonder, where the past and present intertwine in the silent witness of these towering sentinels. Chapter 20, Mount Vernon, Virginia. Mount Vernon, the plantation home of George Washington, is more than just a historical site. It's a window into the life of America's first president. Washington inherited the estate in 1754 and expanded it over the years, transforming it into a symbol of American ideals. But Mount Vernon also tells the story of the enslaved people who lived and worked there, a history that is increasingly recognized and honored. Visitors can tour Washington's mansion, gardens, and tomb, gaining insight into the complexities of the man who led the nation through its birth. The serene setting on the banks of the Potomac River belies the turbulent times in which Washington lived. Chapter 21. Florida Everglades, Florida. The Florida Everglades, often called the River of Grass, is a unique ecosystem unlike any other in the world. But beneath its tranquil surface lies a history of struggle and survival. The Seminole tribe, who once called these wetlands home, fought fiercely to protect their land during the Seminole Wars in the 19th century. The Everglades are also home to countless species, including the endangered Florida panther and the elusive American crocodile. Visitors to the Everglades can explore this vast wilderness by airboat, kayak, or on foot, discovering the delicate balance that sustains this fragile environment. The Everglades remind us of the importance of preserving our natural heritage for future generations. Chapter 22. Monument Valley, Arizona, Utah. Monument Valley, with its iconic red sandstone buttes, has been a backdrop for countless Western films, but it's also a place of deep spiritual significance for the Navajo Nation. The valley is considered a sacred land where ancient spirits dwell, and the earth connects with the sky. Navajo legends tell of gods and heroes who once walked these lands, leaving behind the towering formations as monuments to their deeds. Today, visitors can take guided tours with Navajo guides, learning about the rich cultural history and traditions that continue to thrive in this stunning landscape. Monument Valley is more than just a pretty view. It's a living testament to the enduring legacy of the Navajo people. Chapter 23. The Gateway Arch, St. Louis, Missouri. The Gateway Arch, soaring 630 feet above the Mississippi River, is the tallest man-made monument in the United States. But did you know it's also a symbol of westward expansion and the idea of manifest destiny? Designed by architect Eero Saarinen in the 1960s, the arch commemorates Thomas Jefferson's Louisiana Purchase and the pioneers who journeyed westward. The arch's sleek, modern design reflects the optimism and forward-thinking spirit of the era in which it was built. Visitors can ride to the top for panoramic views of St. Louis and the Mississippi River, gaining a new perspective on the journey that shaped a nation. Chapter 24. The Smithsonian Institution, Washington, D.C. The Smithsonian Institution, often called America's Attic, is the world's largest museum and research complex, with 19 museums, 21 libraries, and the National Zoo. But it all started with a mysterious bequest from a British scientist named James Smithson, who had never even visited the United States. In 1829, Smithson left his fortune to the U.S. government to create an institution for the increase and diffusion of knowledge. Today, the Smithsonian houses millions of artifacts, from the Star-Spangled Banner to the Apollo 11 command module, each telling a piece of the American story. Exploring the Smithsonian is like taking a journey through the history and culture of the nation, one exhibit at a time. Chapter 25. The Golden Circle of Hawaii. Hawaii. The islands of Hawaii are a paradise like no other, with a culture deeply rooted in the traditions of the Polynesians, first settled here over 1,000 years ago. The Golden Circle, which includes the islands of Oahu, Maui, Kauai, and the Big Island, offers a journey through Hawaii's rich history, natural beauty, and spiritual heritage. From the volcanic landscapes of Hawaii Volcanoes National Park to the sacred waters of Waimea Bay, each island tells its own story. Visitors can explore ancient temples or, hike through lush rainforests and immerse themselves in the aloha spirit that defines the Hawaiian way of life. The Golden Circle is more than just a travel destination. It's a journey into the heart and soul of Hawaii. Conclusion. From coast to coast, the United States is a land of stories waiting to be told. Whether it's the enduring spirit of the Navajo in Monument Valley, or the pioneering dreams symbolized by the Gateway Arch, each of these 25 places offers a unique glimpse into the history, culture, and natural beauty of the nation. So pack your bags and set out to discover the stories that have shaped the USA, one destination at a time.